Hey, this is a free zone. We could say whatever we want here. Welcome, everybody, to today's podcast. We got two very special guests here. They're actually the other part of the family, as we had Daisy here last time. This is her sister, Nini. You guys like all have like all these names. It's funny because sometimes it doesn't even tie back to your real name. So I'm like, when people say your real name, like, who's that?
Tie back to your real name.
Oh no, actually, there's a story behin that.
Oh, we'd love to hear it.
Can we give my man an intro?
But of course, yeah. Hold on, I want to know what the intro.
Hold on, before we move on, I guess we can her husband.
Yes, come on, man.
Adrian.
Let's go.
And they are.
Yeah, they are.
What?
They are the
What?
But I thought we said no real names. I like it. I appreciate it. Just sidebar for Sergio. I heard that.
Yeah, I was like, he's not here.
That's
Smart
cool.
move. Smart move.
Mind you, we're not live, so we can edit all this shit.
Yeah. So if you make a
And we have
So
edited.
you can get real racist right now if you like. Get real hateful.
That face that you gave. If you'd like to get racist, it's good. Like he's like,
I'm
please,
not so
please.
much of a racist, but I might talk shit.
There you go.
Nini, so
No,
you
believe me, I've seen it flail around this fucking room, like where I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Hey,
happens.
the truth shall set you free.
hey, but you know, this is a safe zone.
And
of
honestly,
just
we edit
free
shit
shit
out.
talking.
So if you happen to fart, don't worry about it. Just let it go.
Hey man,
We'll
I've been
edit it out.
gassy lately. I don't think
I'll raise the volume on the fart.
What, is that bad, Adrian?
That happens.
Is that bad, Adrian?
Oh man,
No, it's
I don't
not
know
bad.
what's been happening. I'm not
But
even gonna lie.
She be letting him rip
Jesus
recently.
Christ, I was hoping that would have come out.
Adrian,
Hold on.
I love you, boo. 30
Right?
seconds in.
Did I say we can edit this? We can't. I take it back. I take it back.
I think
That's
that.
Chris is the nurse. Is it shameful to fart?
Hey, you know
It's a
what?
celebrated
Thank
thing.
you.
It's what?
It's a
It's
what?
celebrated. It means your stomach's doing well.
Ooh.
Dude, and
is
there's
that
some
right?
people out there. Listen, there's some
My
people out
stomach
there
does
who
very
love
well.
it. There's some people who think that's a sexual thing. So don't worry about it.
Look at you could be bullshitting right now. Look at
That's what I be doing.
He's like, this was just ate that shit up. You're dying.
I'm riding inside.
See, because we have
Sometimes I'm sure
to
it smells
take his word for
Oh,
it.
God, no.
We have to take his word for it, so he could be like, that growth is just happiness
Hey,
coming out of you.
I know. He might be giving us the wrong
Yeah,
advice.
exactly,
So, He's
exactly.
setting us up for failure.
Chris works at hospital in.
We need elevator music.
Oh, no, wait, that's Jeopardy, huh?
It works. It works. Anything works.
Hey, so let me ask you this: have you guys actually listened to the episodes?
Yeah.
We have 3 fans now.
Let me tell you, I was up one night. I listened to. What episode was it? I think.
We only have like 2. Don't worry about it.
You want to flip a coin?
I had
There's a 50-50 chance you're going to listen to it.
I didn't realize you guys had put your episodes on YouTube, and I think that I don't know, you guys posted something, so then
I think I sent it to you guys, just like, just give it a listen, and I just said,
no, Juan.
No?
It was like you guys posted something. I'm like, shit, the podcast. I thought that it was available like on another platform or something.
we should.
You should.
Should be. There's like all kinds of platforms.
We're
now,
waiting
like
for
YouTube.
sponsors.
Well, the visual one.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that YouTube is just the quickest, the easiest.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah,
It's free.
And it's
Well, I
family.
mean, had I known that it was on YouTube, I would have just gone on YouTube
Yeah.
and listened to it. And I listened to, I think I listened to the first episode. I don't clearly remember what it was about.
We don't either.
Yeah, well,
Really?
I don't remember what last week
Oh no,
was
wait!
about.
I do remember you guys did all your intros,
Okay,
and then
nice.
The last one I heard was the Power Hour. That's the one.
Oh,
wow.
no.
Wait for that one.
That one was
You know
fun.
what?
Yeah,
I feel like we
that
could have
was
done
good.
that one better. Like Ceci was telling me later on, she's like, what you guys should have done, instead of going 3, 2, 1, you guys should have had just a ding or a
yes!
clicker.
like a timer,
A clicker just
Oh,
go
like a
click,
baking
click.
timer, like.
Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah.
I don't think we got enough beer today.
Well,
to
we're
do that.
constantly learning.
No. I said we can always do it again another day.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you guys should because Power Hour is like a classic. In this
That shit
group.
was it.
Oh, nice. We have a classic.
Yeah, I mean Power Hour like for
Oh,
birthdays.
classic
there
that
was
only
like a Power
2
Hour
of us-
for Thanksgiving. there
Lalo,
was
don't
like
get
a
ahead
Power
of
Hour.
yourself. She meant the actual power, not the episode.
Yeah,
So
and there's only 2
bitter.
people in this room who
But
have
I,
actually done
but I
it.
like the way you think, Lalo. I like the way you think. We have a classic, sure. Let's pat ourselves on the back. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I sent you guys an episode, and I was like, dude, criticism, suggestions,
You're right, you did
whatever,
send us one.
whatever.
And it just
you know,
left on
just-
red.
And
I listened to it, and there was the one where you guys were talking about your dogs.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was one of the
one
earlier
first
ones.
I think.
Was it?
Probably, yeah. I think we went
I
to the
totally
subject.
thought when Juan was
Yeah, we did get
recording.
into the subject a little bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's we talk about our dogs and like in 2 episodes.
No, there
It's
was
sort
one
of
where
like
you guys
overlap.
talked about your dogs for a long time.
Yeah, it wasn't
I was
power
like, I
hour.
don't have dogs. Oh, sorry. I don't have dogs.
I can't relate.
I
Off.
can't relate.
Turn off now.
I'm like, does a goldfish count?
you don't have to walk them, so I think it's better than a dog, honestly.
But no, if
Actually,
you,
don't even have a goldfish.
Damn.
the best thing you could do is to share with people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
honestly,
Yeah, absolutely.
and honestly, always, if you guys can, comment, even if it's bad. Like
I
don't-
commented on
yeah,
one of yours.
Don't ever be
The
scared to tell us that we
the-
fucked up, because if you guys don't tell us as listeners, then we won't know that we're fucking up and we won't make changes. So we always want you guys to,
you guys, I think that doing it organically is gonna be the best. Like,
Yeah. That's what.
chemistry. Because if you start putting like pressure on yourself, then you're gonna sound like it's unnatural. You know what I mean?
like a robot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way,
That's
we're
what
still
we
looking.
said. Well,
By
this
the
helps-
way, we're still looking for sponsors to tell us
This
what to do.
helps-
We'll do anything. Send beer.
Honestly, this
Please
helps,
send beer.
Absolutely.
this helps to make it more.
Chillax. Yeah, it's
You
more
know what
like.
I'm thinking when I would listen to you guys? You guys remember the doghouse?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
you guys remind me of.
Well,
I still love that
Every
show.
time I tell people that don't know about podcasts or anything, they ask me what it is. It's like an internet radio show. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
it's basically what it is. You know, it's four guys getting in here and just shooting the shit, and
Yeah.
hopefully it's a bit successful. You know?
Maybe eventually we can send out Victor to do some stupid shit.
In the field, like Big Joe. Like Big Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Just in the field, like correspondence.
Hey, Victor, get in the dryer. No, I don't want to. Don't be a little bitch.
I need a. If we're getting Sergio here, I need a soundbite of Sergio saying, "Don't be a little bitch," and that's all I'll need. That's all I'll need.
Like,
Victor,
That is
how is it
all-
going? How is it downtown? Well, the riot is going great, guys. There's a bunch of guns and a bunch of bottles flying, but I'm okay. Think.
You know we're not live, right?
Victor,
Pobrecito.
Victor, get that motherfucker's wallet.
Pobrecito.
By the way, Adrian is sitting on a baby making ball.
Oh, that's what it is.
You're about to get
I'm all
pregnant, girl.
thinking.
Lady
Hey,
Sticky?
I'm all thinking Juan's working on his motherfucking
Is
stuff.
it? I was.
Oh, he's working on his style scholarship.
It's sticky.
It helps with my posture. It helps with my posture.
It's gonna get stuck to you.
He's gonna stand up. It's gonna stick to his ass.
Adrian,
Hey, when I can't balance my ass on this ball, I know I'm fucked up and I gotta fucking cancel this podcast.
That's his sobriety test.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is my sobriety
once he
test.
falls
get up
over,
and
he's
smell
cut
like the
off.
ball. See what it smells like.
Hey, puro culo.
Puro nalga de aquel chango.
Ay.
Pura masa.
Cañaco.
No le ayudes. güey.
What does that mean, Masa?
Hey.
What does that mean?
Pura mierda.
Pura
No, actually no. So this is where I got it from. Was our friend at. So one day, I guess they had just finished having sex, right? And then the dad walks into the room, and the first thing he says like, "Huele a pura masa," and that's where I get it from.
Es que no, o
I don't
sea,
even know why.
Buenas tardes.
You know what masa is, Chris?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so
dough.
half the
Tortilla-
show we're
tortilla
teaching
dough.
Chris Spanish. Half the show, really.
We gotta teach him
So
English.
You know what?
Masa is like dough.
Tortilla
It's like
dough.
the
Tamales.
Okay.
It's a tortilla dough.
Gotcha.
It's what
And
tamales
then
are made
dough.
of.
Let me ask you, how do you see that you guys? Because I met you guys through Juan's apartment. Well, I met
Not
your
even
apartment.
introduced. Not even through Juan.
Not even through Juan's
It's-
apartment.
the apartment
He
has its own
He wasn't
wasn't even
personality,
there.
that's for sure.
He wasn't even there. We met at the apartment.
Yeah. We didn't meet you with Juan. We met you at Juan's apartment because Juan wasn't even probably there half the
And
time.
Yeah.
I met this small lady named Nini and this skinny motherfucker
Yeah.
named Adrian.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, I talked to you before I met you. Remember
Yeah.
that? We're at an A's game.
I didn't like Juan when I first met him over the phone.
It's
Nobody
very
does.
understandable.
No, that was
does.
my fault.
It was very understandable.
Made
We're
it
at
seem
a
like something
we're at a
else it is.
No, absolutely
So
not.
why wouldn't you like him?
No, because I was drunk. Sorry. Oh my god, this is such an
And
embarrassing
you heard
story.
a guy. Yeah.
No. I was
You gotta think about this.
like I was like Speedy Gonzalez, like when I was like drunk all the time back in my party, like my hardcore party days. So I was like, me and Adrian just started dating. I was like, I would call him every time I was drunk, you know. So he was in LA back then. So
he lived in a whole.
He was in LA.
So think about that. You know, you're a dude in LA.
Exactly.
Your girl calls you.
Yeah, but I was like,
y ando con Juan, like,
she's at an A's
no.
game.
We were like a ton of friends at an A's game.
Sure.
And then Juan and I think another one of my friends, we went to go get more drinks. And then I was like, I'm gonna get a shirt. You know, I'm like talking to Adrian on the phone, and then I'm like, I'm gonna get a shirt. Hey, Juan, talk to Adrian. So I just gave him the phone and like ran off.
Yeah, that's
You went to the ATM and you just handed me your phone.
No,
like,
I want to go buy a shirt.
something like that, and I was like.
Hello.
Like if it had like a cord or something, like I don't want to hang up, but here you go. Well, it's a cell phone. Just take it with you.
That makes a lot of sense.
And here I was like,
you know,
what?
at the time I was like, why did I do that?
No, here. I'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I felt like in my,
I could have destroyed. I could have just been an asshole and destroyed everything.
Hey, Juan, why are you talking to my girl, dog?
The conversation went like this. It was just like, hello?
What's
I was
up?
very
What's
serious.
up? Yeah, Nini's at the ATM. And I was just like, all right, cool.
Just sat there.
Hey, your girl's gonna buy me a shirt.
You know when you're drunk and like it
No,
all makes
Nini.
sense.
It seemed like a good idea.
It made sense at the time.
It makes sense at the
That
time.
shit was funny.
So
It is funny 'cause-
I'm embarrassed by that story because I was like, what the fuck was I thinking?
And we actually had hey, what's up? Hey, cool. Adrian, this one.
Juan's like a cool dude, you know. I was
And
like,
then-
dude, they're gonna hit it off regardless. So
And
you might
I
as
was-
well introduce him. To
I'm learning right now
I wasn't
that-
mad at him. I was more mad at her.
Sure, absolutely.
For doing that.
Yeah.
But it was just like, who the fuck
Yeah,
is Juan?
because you're hearing another guy's voice on the line.
And I was sitting thinking, that guy's pretty cool. Like I've been tripping, but he's cool.
Now you know.
Like,
Here, 10 years later, I was pissed.
I was cleaning my Glock.
no, 10 years later. 10 years later, it was like you guys are buddies, and I'm like, what about me?
No.
But it's okay because I stole Ceci too. So I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny the way we all have come together like that. I mean,
It's family, dude.
Dude, it really is, dude. Like,
Please don't say it was Sergio, because
no. For once, it's not.
Oh wait,
Hold on,
no.
hold on.
Back to Lalo's question. Oh, sorry.
No, go back to Lalo's question. It's fine.
So, how we met Juan? Was that the
well,
question?
how that we all came to this spot right now?
So
But yeah,
actually, I used to
So
be
the stars
friends
lined up?
with a mutual friend of his.
Who
from
was your
high
roomie?
school, who was my old roommate.
Yeah.
And I think they went to high school together. And then she was my longtime friend, and I think the girls like Daisy and Soledad had all gone out with Juan before. Oh no, Juan! I think you came over to play Nintendo, huh?
I used to go. No. I used to go over there to watch Monday Night Football. She was just like, so that friend, I knew her in high school, didn't talk to her for years after high school, you know, whatever and stuff. And then Facebook came back in, and then we were like, she was like, hey, what's up, you know, this and that. And so we started chit chatting again. And she's like, yeah, come over, let's watch Monday Night Football or some shit. Like Cowboys, she's a Cowboys fan. So I was like, whatever. I was just like, in the prime of my, like, I don't have anything to do after work. I could just go whatever the fuck, you know. So I did, and Nini was her roomie and stuff, and I met Nini through there. I was just fucking telling on the last podcast, I don't know if you heard, but when I met Daisy was the day that
When
we
she
went
danced
bowling.
at the bowling alley, she was dancing.
And
No,
that's the
I
first time,
think-
that's the
She was
first time,
breakdancing. She wasn't falling. She was breakdancing.
that was the
my
first time
man.
we like hung out because you were kind of like on the bar, you know, like you were
Dude,
either
totally. Like we
going
were
out or
roommates,
whatever.
but I was always like in and out of the
Yeah,
apartment.
yeah.
Like she basically
That's what you
held
do,
down the fort.
That's
at
what
the
you do,
apartment.
Adrian?
I don't even, you guys weren't together already, were you?
We were not
Talking?
talking yet. She was my roommate before you came in the picture. I think like
You ruined her life, Adrian.
you ruined my life.
How dare you?
I took her 20s.
I
He totally did.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Totally did.
well,
can
how
say-
did you two met?
Yeah.
So
Tell us
This
about the
is-
unfortunate circumstances.
I love
met-
him.
We met
I love him.
we met in 08, 2008
Hey.
through one of our mutual best friend.
She doesn't.
So my best friend Rudy is her best friend.
I feel like I'm reliving my wedding right now, like through the
And
like, love story.
he's a musician. So
He
would
memorized the lines.
Yeah, he's a musician, so he would come up and play up in the Bay Area a lot. And they met through
My cousin.
her cousin. They're all like promoter, whatever, in the music business type deal, nightclub business.
Shout out to Flaco.
And yeah, ¿verdad?
Sponsor
Shout out
us.
Rudy.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Rudy.
Flaco and Rudy.
What's Rudy's band
And
name?
Manny. Huh?
Last name?
No, his
Barreto.
band name.
Oh, his band
right
name?
now
He's had a few.
his band is Agrado, Grupo Agrado.
Grupo
Dude, that
Agrado.
fool used to play with Jenny Rivera.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Check him out on
Like the
YouTube.
day that she passed away, these
Yeah.
fools were worried that he was with her.
On the airplane.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I remember that
No
day.
joke.
Yeah.
This is what happened, y'all.
There we go.
He came out here. Rudy, my best friend, his mutual best, we have the same best friend, came out here for my other best friend. You guys remember Ann, right? Yeah. So she was graduating from Cal State, and we invited Rudy out here for the like graduation party, and he brought Adrian with him. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll meet Adrian, because he would always talk about Adrian, my best friend Adrian, my best friend Adrian. He's like, all that. And I was like, I don't care about your best friend.
I fucking hate him already.
Hate him!
10 years down the line,
I'm your
they're
number one best friend.
You're
Anyway.
mine.
Yeah, so he came out and I was like, whatever. You know, I was like, what's up, Adrian?
You're Adrian,
I'm
eh?
gonna be honest with you. We
We didn't
didn't-
see eye to
yeah.
eye.
no, but yeah, she liked what she saw.
She liked the
That's my boy.
merchandise.
I'm not going to lie, you
She
guys.
liked, at that time, she liked all 135 pounds of me.
That's wet with boots on.
I might have been 125, 135 on a bad day.
On a bad, yeah. He
And
was
I'm not
eating.
gonna. No, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, Adrian was like. So we went out, right? And I was like so used to like guys like falling over me because you know I thought it was all that.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What?
And I was like, this wouldn't even ask me to do. Doesn't even care about me. Whatever. I was like, does he know who I am? Anyway,
You know what? Hey, the 11th man theory, when a fucking girl has like fucking all kinds of attention, is that one motherfucker.
It's not.
Why isn't he paying attention to me?
How dare he?
Mom,
How dare he?
but I
My
honestly
dude.
don't even think he was interested in. I wasn't interested in him either. I was just kind of like,
You play
he's
your
What's
playing
up?
it cool.
I was like, what's
I
up?
thought
Come
she was
dance with
cute.
me.
I thought she was cute when I saw her. I was like, oh, she's cute.
She's
cute.
aight.
But, you know.
Like, I wasn't just
You know, I'm over here. She's over there. At the time, I was like,
Right.
nah, not realistic. You know.
No, it wasn't even like considered. Like I think we were like drunk, dancing, like what's up? I
Well,
was
yeah,
like,
one-
I wasn't even thinking about it. I
Right,
wasn't
because you
thinking
lived in
about
LA and she lived in the Bay.
Yeah, but
How
Remember-
sensible of
it.
you. You're like, it wouldn't
wasn't
never
more
work
like,
out.
I was
It
like,
would
you
never
know,
happen.
If something does happen, cool. If it doesn't,
How long were you guys
whatever.
like long distance relationship?
A year.
About a year.
a
Damn.
little, a little over a year, like a year and a half.
Dude, how that? Okay.
Enough
See,
to put my car in.
How many
San
miles
Jose
you put in that
fucking,
car?
Donation.
Pobrecito.
No
But
more.
so here's a question about
Work
that,
the
and,
motor out.
and I want, and I'm asking sincerely.
Pull the motor out.
He's not lying.
Hey, but
Freaking,
seriously.
we donated it to the blind kids.
How-
There was
1877 course for kids.
The kids that play the music.
Hey, but seriously, was that hard? Long
Yeah,
distance?
long
'Cause, you know,
distance.
you always
Guys,
hear
it was
about
so
long
hard.
distance relationships, but unless you go through it, you will know.
It
Everybody
is
else
so
is
hard.
just.
Like, how often did you guys talk or?
Every
like
day.
every
Every day.
every other day, I think, in the
Every other
beginning, and
day,
then
sometimes.
then later, like every day, and then we would come to, like he would come here like every 2 weeks, or I would go there
Yeah.
every 2
Oh,
weeks.
wow.
But when I-
Wow.
when
But
I
it was
first
like
met her,
pricey,
when I
you
first
guys.
met her,
No
you know,
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have known her longer than me, so
Just like that
you know,
much.
her personality was always like she don't give a fuck.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
I didn't.
Absolutely.
You were the balance.
She was always like
He's
I
totally
don't give
the
a fuck.
balance.
Like I
Lalo,
sent
you
her
called
I
it.
sent her flowers one time, you know, she was
Oh my
like
God.
gay, like she was
Hold on.
Fucking gay, dude.
It's funny because I sent her flowers y la Nini. Oh my God. Y el otro. It was pretty good.
Oh, you didn't get it.
No,
was the other
she
one?
said
I
that's
said
gay.
that.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But right now she's saying, oh.
No, I feel so bad for that. I was so immature, honestly.
yeah, so
Fucking gay.
He's trying to be super
Send me
romantic.
flowers.
Marker that shit right there.
she
That's
tried to put this wall up, you know what I mean? Like she didn't like she
Right.
didn't really
Totally
like
had a wall
one time
up.
she like we were on the like when we first met, like me and my boy were just in LA and he had her on Bluetooth and I heard that you made out with some girl this weekend what was it? What'd you say?
No, but we weren't even serious.
No, we weren't, but we were
Right. It
talking.
was the beginning stages.
Yeah, beginning stages, and she was like, "I
No,
heard
I
you." Oh no, she
text you.
said, "I heard you cheated on me this weekend," and I just like messing around, like playful.
No, we're just flirting.
Oh
with
yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
playful banter.
That's
flirting.
hot.
And then I was
That's
just
hot.
like, "What do you
That is
mean?"
hot.
I was like,
Totally hot. Totally hot.
Yeah, I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" So I don't care. Like she would play that part.
Do
Like
what
I
you
don't
do.
care. I don't care. I don't care.
That's your
Yeah.
in right
Get your
there.
paper, boo.
That's
Get
your-
your
that's
paper,
your-
boo.
You
That's
do
your-
what you
You
gotta
gotta do, boo.
do. Okay, you do
And
you.
then,
Yeah.
And then it just kind of started
But
like
deep
that.
down
like,
inside, my little heart was like, "Oh my
So you
god,
No, deep down inside.
does he know I'm parked around the corner?"
To the northern
Inside.
motherfucker.
Fuck that fool.
He ain't shit.
He ain't shit.
He didn't know I was parked around the corner. Just saying.
Yeah.
I was looking at him through his window.
I can see you with binoculars.
I see you in your Snoopy boxes. I see you in your Pink Rangers boxes, bitch. Don't fucking play stupid with me.
That shit is crazy though. That shit is
You
crazy.
ain't Mighty and you ain't Morphin. Let me tell you.
Dude, I love the Power Rangers.
And let me tell you, you ain't no Ranger either, bitch.
Damn, I just argued like outside the window for like
crazy,
good
right?
30 minutes. For that.
It's crazy, right? He's describing stuff. It's
Ain't it?
crazy,
It's
right? You're
fucking nuts,
crazy.
right?
I love your imagination, man.
Well, you gotta have it.
Straight up.
Tell me it ain't true though.
That's crazy though. Every 2 weeks, you guys are damn. That's a lot.
That's dedication.
That was
dedication.
expensive.
Well, you know what though? It makes
Yeah.
sense. You know what though? It makes sense because that's why you guys are now married, and you know what I mean. I mean, it's a sacrifice that you guys had to make.
O sea, can we play like our wedding song?
No.
tampoco
No, I give you guys prop because
Hazme las fotos.
when I was dating
Bolono.
Joanna, I had to drive to Oakland.
She lived in
So
Oakland.
I give you guys prop.
To Oakland?
But Oakland is only like 30. Yeah, Adrian over here. Oakland. Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
I get what he's saying.
Oh,
It's like the same thing.
a 30-minute drive.
An Oakland drive is like what now?
40 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I
It's
give
an
you
Uber
prop
drive
because
away.
An hour and a half return.
besides you guys, I haven't met a single person or couple where said like, oh, I had to drive more than 5, 20, 30
A
minutes.
successful long distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know this.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, it wasn't all fucking fun and games all the time.
Sure,
Totally
sure,
not.
sure.
There's times where I drove to fucking Juan's fucking uncle's house and hung out at a barbecue.
Oh my
Stole my
god.
fucking girlfriend's car because, I was going through some shit.
He calls me
You already
randomly.
lived
What are you
here.
doing?
I already lived here.
I
I
was
was
like-
already here. But
lived here.
I'm
Yeah,
this is
that
just
was
a
like one of the
little
first times you
taste.
hung.
Hey, see what I mean? Like,
This is just
then
a little
I was
taste.
totally out of the picture. Then they're buddies, and I'm like,
Well, that's the
"Juan?
first time he
Juan?"
hit me up. He's like,
Hey,
he
Juan,
calls me.
that's
He's
the
like,
first
what
time
are you
you came to
doing?
console me.
What are you
Console
doing?
me.
I was like, well, where's Nini at? What's going on?
Juan, me abrazas, güey, me abrazas, güey, porque voy a hacer algo, porque voy a hacer una pendejada ahorita.
I need a spoon.
He called me.
right
He
now.
goes, what are you doing?
Hey, can you hug me?
I need to be held.
I'm cold.
I was like,
my diaper needs to
I'm
be
going to
checked.
family
Hey,
barbecue.
Can
shit,
I
you
get
know?
high with you?
Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah.
We're all hanging out and shit. He's like, yeah, I stole her car. I was like, what?
Hey, you mean the
Hey,
cops are coming?
hold on, I know this motherfucker, but I don't know this homeboy that much. San Jose PD, I need you over here right now.
I happen to
Hey,
take
come
him. I happen to
I know,
take him
but-
to a family barbecue. I'm like, all I need is a fucking cops rolling up right now. This is a stolen car, sir.
Hey, Juan's like, I don't know, but I'm gonna drop him off at Raising Water. Just pick him up right
Straight
there.
out.
he's so sneaky. So we went to this party, and this fight broke out. Like our friends
Yeah.
in a band. Like, I don't want to. Whatever. Anyways,
Say it.
There was an altercation.
There's an altercation.
Yeah.
And I was like, get in the car, let's go, because our friends, like the driver and everybody, they're ready to go. I was like, get in the car, let's go. And he was like, not trying to leave. So I was like, I'm going. Like, get in the car, I'm leaving. So I left because I'm like fearing for my safety. And I ended up spending the night at my friend's house. And I like would never do that, like to where we wouldn't go home to each other
Together, yeah.
Yeah, but that day I was like, you know what, like you're choosing your friend's safety over your safety and my safety, so you stay with your friends then, you know. So I went back to my friend's house and I spent the night, and then in the morning I think he was calling me and I was like, nope, because you know, once the buzz wears off and all that shit,
It's one
I
of
was
those.
like,
It's
nope.
one of those. Yeah, go ahead, leave. It's cool.
it's cool.
It's cool. You
No
sure it's cool,
worries.
babe? It's cool. Oh yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
go
go
with
ahead,
your
yeah.
friend.
Yeah, go with
You
your friend.
hey, you
Absolutely.
have
We don't mean it when
No,
we
no,
say,
absolutely.
"Oh yeah,
you
nothing's
have a
wrong."
good time. I'll see you tomorrow.
Juan's like on point right now. That's really how it goes down.
Fucking shit, dude. I know.
It's like that
dude, I
text
mean-
that just says, fine.
Oh, it's fine.
The text, "Are you okay?" Yeah.
Did you ever give him? Did you ever give him the call where he's having friends, where he's having like friends over, he's with his friends, they're having a great time, and you're acting like you don't care, but it's really eating you up?
I
inside?
actually have never called him while he's gone out.
It's a good thing.
Oh
No.
wow, now it's good.
No, because I
that's
feel
really
like I
take
feel like
take notes, ladies.
no,
Somebody out
not
there.
no, like back when I was a psycho.
I love. You know what? Girls tend to have that. You know when I was crazy era.
And
then I was
just
just like,
It's like she just slides by that
Who
too.
stole my car? Who's
Yeah.
crazy?
and then I was just like,
Who's crazy?
You're not the first people I've
That
heard
was my
that.
only
Back in my
thing.
crazy days, I used to be really fucking.
Yeah.
So you mean like 2 years ago when you were single? Yeah, that time.
So you mean like last week
Yeah, you mean
when I
last
was
week?
psycho? So let me tell
Edit,
you about the
bitch.
stolen car situation.
Okay.
So anyways, he's like texting me the following morning, you know, like, nah, I'm not having it. I'm not even gonna answer him. I don't know what's happening. And like my friend's there, her dude's there, another one of our guy friends is there. And I was like, I'm not answering him, all, you know, like badass. And they're like, they're all, you're gonna answer anyway. We know you're gonna answer. I'm like, I'm not. And then he like rolls up to her house to tell me he needs to pick up his jacket. And I was like, pick up your fucking jacket. I don't care. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't care. So then he leaves, right? There's like, he doesn't have an excuse to talk to me anymore. He leaves. And then next thing you know, like I saw him walk up and his car was parked like on the right hand side of like my vision, like where the window was. But he went to the left and my car was in the driveway. And I was like, did he fucking take my car? So this fool bounced. He drove his car to my friend's house, got in my car, bounced out in my car, and went to a barbecue with Juan.
What was?
in her car. And I parked her car.
It's good. You had more gas than
I was like, damn, this shit ain't gonna make it over.
He didn't steal it. You just had more gas. He
parked it.
broke-
Is this around the time the gas was like $5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
We parked that shit around
I
the
think
corner.
I had a guided too because he didn't know his way around San Jose.
Yeah.
So he was like,
I never
I'll follow
saw
you.
a
You're
car in my
gonna
life.
have to come pick
Stealing, I
me
would call
up.
that smart man.
I remember after that fight, I was like,
That's how
don't
pissed
you
I
dare
was.
call my friend again.
And here we are, 2019.
Exactly.
That's how pissed I was. But
Yeah, of course.
So
And,
Lalo,
you know-
You were pissed. You stole my car.
That's what he said. So that's how pissed he was.
well,
No, he was just needed attention.
we were both
We were
pissed
so
for different
immature.
reasons.
Yeah, but it worked out, right?
You know, I mean,
We should have put that in our love story at the wedding.
Yeah, straight out. Straight out. The stolen car.
I should have put that in the fucking video.
Hey.
Just doing donuts in Nini's car.
Down the street.
I knew I loved you from the moment you stole my car. I said, I didn't kill you.
Having some tacos.
You're gonna make it.
You stole my car. That shows dedication.
No, but I mean,
I
hey,
knew you loved me then.
long distance relationship wasn't never pretty, dude. It was never easy, and it was always a challenge. But it was.
sure.
It was,
And then I think it was even harder. Well, harder for you, Adrian, because you left your family, right?
I wouldn't say. I mean,
Well, you did. I mean, because you.
it's
Well,
still-
you're
it's still-
grown.
It's still
Right,
hard.
right.
It's still hard for me, but that's never easy. But I don't miss nothing about LA. I don't miss the party scene. I did been there, done that, and I miss my family more than anything.
Right,
But
right.
but this is where I'm at.
It's
now,
life.
You know what I mean? This is
It's
where I'm
life.
at. You know what I mean? And
Listen, as long as you're happy.
and I'm doing good. I'm doing good as long as I know my family's doing good.
Right.
Yeah.
There's times where they're not doing good, and I feel I wish I was a drive away. You know what I mean? But
Sure, absolutely.
the
But they
reality-
understand, I'm sure, that you have your own life now. You're married. You
It
got
took
your
it
wife.
took it took them a long time, especially
Absolutely.
my. Well, you know what? It took all of them a long time, but they kind of kept it under the table type thing, and then it would come up in certain
Every once in a while.
conversations. And I'm like, well, you know, I didn't know you felt this way, blah blah. Or there was a certain type of behavior where it was kind of like, what you got to say to me? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, come on, if you're gonna say it, let's
Say it.
let's talk about
Absolutely.
it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And who better than your
But
family?
it took my mom years to
I'm
kind of
sure
like.
that
Oh, I'm
I'm
pretty
that was
sure.
tough. But I mean, tu suegra, she loves you, right?
I love my suegra.
Okay, and that, you know what? At the end of the day, I think that's what the end goal is, that
And the
You know,
beef was with like
Respect to my suegra. She's a strong little lady.
biggest beef was probably with my little brother,
Sure.
but not so much like beef, but it
Are
was
you the oldest?
I'm the second oldest. I have an older
Okay.
brother that passed away, but yeah, so
That made it rough.
yeah.
That made it
Oh, I'm sure.
Just having the two
That
sons
made it even
and one's
rougher for
gone.
my little
For
brother,
him. For him.
for my
Yeah.
baby brother, because he felt that we all kind of left him. Because I think I moved away like probably 5 months after my
Ooh,
brother
that's
passed
tough.
away.
Oh,
I didn't know
Wow,
you had
I didn't
moved
know
up
it was
here
that
soon.
recent.
So for him, it
Or
felt like
that-
losing two
yeah,
brothers.
twice.
Absolutely.
The loss is
It was
twice.
Wow.
like 10 months. I mean, it doesn't make
Yeah.
it any different.
No, absolutely.
But-
I mean,
I mean,
my brother passed away in 09. I moved here in
10.
he passed away no. When did he pass away?
September.
October of 09. I moved up here June of 2010.
So like
Wow.
half a year later.
Yeah.
So,
than
yeah,
that.
it's tough. It's got to be tough.
Is
It's
it your
gotta-
younger brother that's a musician? Or
No, my
who's
little,
the musician?
My little
Our
none of
best
them
friend's a
are,
musician.
Best friend. Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
my
it was
best
your
friend's a musician. My little brother.
Which we've met. We've met
Yeah.
your brother. Absolutely.
You met his brother.
Yeah, yeah.
They're totally all his. I mean, like his brothers, his brother that passed you. They're all so cool. They're like, they're super tight.
Yeah, so that happened. I think they felt. I think my immediate family felt that I kind of just
A bit of abandonment.
I booked it.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
sure.
But I was going through my shit, dude, and you know
Yeah.
I was drinking, I was smoking, drinking.
Caused
more-
by your
yeah,
brother's death.
like a lot more heavier.
Sure.
And I was making decisions that I shouldn't have been making.
Sure. Bad decisions.
You know, and then she gave me. It wasn't like an ultimatum. It was more like, like, what are we doing? And I at the time I was kind of like, what are we doing?
I didn't
And
give
then
you
I
an
was kind of
ultimatum.
like lost in my own bullshit.
I didn't
And
call him
then,
an ultimatum.
And I was kind of like, no, but it made sense
I
for
gave
me
him a
because
choice.
I'm like I wasn't doing
Not an
anything good
ultimatum.
in LA.
Right,
Like,
right.
I was working at Home Depot.
They know they were
dead
at
end
Home
job.
Depot. There's
I was a
everything wrong.
supervisor there, but I wasn't happy. And
Right.
then when I went
No
back,
one is happy there.
yeah, so and I wasn't even. I was more unhappy after my brother passing. So I was just like, I went there. I was kind of like a dead man walking. So it's kind of like, I'm just here. I'm just working, whatever.
Right.
But I got a good girl up in the Bay. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
So make the move.
A good girl.
I know, because I mean, I
think
did.
No, she
First
passed
time
his
he's ever
phone
heard
to this
What the
fucking
fuck, Juan?
asshole.
What was that face about?
Yeah, I dated.
Except for that
girls,
one time she passed that phone to the motherfucker. I didn't know.
And a bunch of LA bitches are fucking material bitches.
Yeah, you
what
know what?
Well,
And-
Yeah.
I
And
ne-
a girl had her
I never met a
shit
good girl,
together. Let me just say.
growing up. So I met her. She was, she was just, she was good to me. She was hardworking. She had a lot of good, things that I liked. So I just said,
It's a good woman.
At that time, I was just like,
You don't want to miss
yeah,
let
I
that
didn't want
chance.
to pass it up.
Yeah.
And I was willing to sacrifice, anything, everything.
I want to
Absolutely.
say that, like for me, like I was super wild, and I was like a lot younger back then because I'm 33 now. I was like 23 when we started dating. 22.
20, yeah.
So it's 10 years, baby. Yeah, 10 years. 11 now, yeah. And
All the
I was
20s.
super wild. So when Adrian came into my life, it was like he's like so real that I was like, you know what? Like I can totally connect with him, And I was just like, this is authentic. I need to be real. I need to be respectful, all in 100%. And I think like a lot of the times, like I battled myself with like being that good partner for him because I was like never used to wanting to be in it like 100%.
Like,
seriously,
yeah.
totally seriously.
To really settle down. Or not settle down, but.
Totally.
Yeah. To be
And
serious about the relationship. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we went through like a ton of stuff.
Absolutely.
Like
I know,
a
but who
ton of
doesn't,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
does.
and I'm very private. Like my family, my friends, they all know that I'm super private. But like we went through a ton of stuff, and no matter what, I was like, I'm never gonna give up. Like I like love Adrian. He's worth it. Like I think one thing that he's taught me is like family values. Like he's like they're him and his family, they're like super family oriented. Like they involve each other in in each other's lives, or like they just make time for each other. So and like I feel like I grew up like that, but not so much like that. So
Sure.
I don't know. Like I just started seeing things from like a different point of view.
Adrian. This Adrian.
No, yeah.
That Adrian right there.
He's sexy.
Like when I first met her, you know, there was a lot of, not to get like talk too much about her business, but like, you know,
Don't talk about my business.
like when she says family oriented, like me and my brothers, you know, we all have, I don't know if you guys have siblings, but if you do,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you know, you beef it, you fight, you
Yeah.
know, sometimes it turns, you know, you put hands on each other, but you know, I make up with my family right away, you know, like at least my siblings. It's like, yeah, we fought, but we make up, we deal with it. You know what I mean? Apologize. And then, you know, I in the beginning in the very beginning when we first started dating, like, you know, there was a little bit of like, I'm not talking to my sister, or I'm not talking to this sister, and I was kind of like, well, what do you mean you're not talking to your sister? Like, your sister can, like, literally something could happen to your sister tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then what? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're gonna have that
and
guilt.
because
You're
of
gonna have
the-
that guilt on your
Yeah.
on your back, you know, because you know you didn't try to
Are you okay?
make amends, you know, and so for me it was always like that being family oriented to me was like always
No,
like,
and I didn't even spend like a lot of time with my mom back then.
yeah,
either.
and like
I
her
didn't
mom
talk
is
to her
yeah,
a
that was
lot.
a big one for me. Like her mom, like I was like
I didn't
yeah,
think
you
it
know,
was
your
my
mom
siblings,
can
I was
your
more
mom
like
can
my
be
mom.
this, your mom can be that, your mom could do this, your mom could do that. But at the end of the day, that's your mom. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
absolutely.
right,
It's your mama.
right or wrong, like you know, you gotta make amends with your mom. You gotta talk to your parents. You gotta.
Okay, I have like really good advice
There
for
you
the
go.
dudes. Okay, so
Dudes, yeah.
oh no, the
Gentlemen.
dudes and the chicks.
All right,
So
motherfuckers, listen up.
so I went to a premarital. Adrian and I we went to a premarital class before we got married and stuff.
Is that
clearly
you had to, or you guys just decided?
No, we decided to. No,
Well,
we
We had to do it
Court
because
ordered.
we're getting married to the church.
and the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So
had
we
to take those classes.
we had a Christian ceremony like outside, like it wasn't even inside like a church, and I mean, like I totally appreciated that. Like they didn't require us to do it, but we did it willingly, and like a lot of people encouraged us to do it too. So, you know, a lot of the advice that you receive on the outside of religion, and I don't want to say religion, but
Just outside.
outside,
Of the
out-
relationship.
Media,
but no, but let
movies,
me tell
television.
you, people will be like, you know, when a guy says, "I didn't know what you meant," dude. When I went to the premarital counseling or the
You
classes,
don't have to whisper.
oh, when I went to the
microphone.
but let me tell
like, we're
you,
recording all of this.
because it was
I'm gonna
like
tell you a secret. I'm gonna
it
talk
was
really close to this mic.
yes, it was like, oh,
Huh.
Hallelujah.
yes. So I
I'm
went,
glad you as a woman picked up on that.
dog. They
Not
were
a lot of
like,
women do. It goes in one
they
ear
were
and it goes out
like,
the other.
they were like, if a man says he didn't know, ladies,
Didn't know.
believe him. He didn't know.
Because you know what? Hold on. I hear this all the time where this like, well, you said I can go out, but but you should know. No,
Yeah.
bitch. How the fuck am I supposed to
we
know?
are not
When
my
you say-
readers.
Yeah, when you say, yeah, you're good to go out, and
You know
then
what it
I
is?
come home and you're upset. Like,
But let me
no.
tell you guys, like, we want you to make the decision.
No, no. The thing-
that's not how it works.
I know
y'all.
you do.
You guys are like men. I feel like are like
We're-
black
we're-
and
we're
white.
too-
Yes.
We got a gray area, y'all. Living in
Yeah.
a motherfucking gray area.
We're simple
You know,
creatures.
you know,
And it's true. And it's true because
Make
a
me a
lot.
sandwich. Shut up and let me watch the game.
Hey,
Listen, I didn't say
did you paint the
Kill Lalo over here. You gonna kill Lalo over here. Look at you. Look at you.
Did you paint?
Lalo, tell me that ain't it. That ain't it. Simple.
No,
Make
it's
me a
true.
sandwich.
It's
That's
true.
Saulo at
No,
Saulo
no,
Twitter.
but you know what it is?
What do you mean by
There's-
that?
there-
Let me have
it's
one.
My
very
nostrils
true.
are
It's
so
funny
big
to
right
tell you
now.
that because it is very true because guys are a lot more simple than
Simple.
girls want to accept. Girls are like, it can't be that simple. And it's like,
Simple.
yeah, it is. I
But
don't know.
that's
I
not our
really
mentality,
fucking-
y'all. We
Well, I
don't
know it's
mean
not.
it can't be that. It's simple.
It
We
is.
No,
just
because-
want you to be as engaged as we are.
We're
We-
engaged
we-
as
we
much
are.
as
No,
men
but when
as
it's
being
that simple.
See how you guys get all riled up?
No, it's
like,
not.
like,
It's
what
not-
I
it's
mean,
not wild
Four
up.
guys cannot be wrong. Well, 5 guys can be wrong.
dude, just do like 2 extra things on top of what she
Yeah,
asked.
fuck off.
No,
It can
but
be
no,
so small.
but she has a point.
Yes.
You just gotta do the small detail. It doesn't
Oh,
take
man.
a sweat.
Fucking mine, I don't fucking.
No.
Just a small detail.
Just a simple, like,
I'm not mad.
And she's like, get me a sandwich and you bring chips with it. Damn, she's gonna be happy.
What if I bring a sandwich with a dick?
Pues también. Chingados.
Yeah, 2 pieces of bread on top of the
Sausage sandwich también.
I didn't say hot dog,
Jesus.
motherfucker.
I see why
The
you guys
thing-
are successful.
like the
You're
thing-
married.
I'm just saying. I can't give you all the secrets.
China.
Wait, what's the topic right now? What's the topic?
Dick in a
Dick in a bun?
Dick in a bun.
Dick and sandwich.
A dick PBJ?
Dick in a box.
Dick in a box.
Hey,
A dick PBJ?
Doesn't listen to this.
The
This
topic
is
is sausage.
hey, you're
pizza.
married now. It's cool.
Totally.
They're not gonna kick you out.
I told my mom the other day, yo ya estoy casada, tú ya no me puedes decir nada. And she's like, no. I was like,
A la chingada te
I
va.
ran for my
And your
life,
mom.
yo. No,
Hey.
I remember one of my Ceci. You guys know Ceci. My sister Ceci.
Absolutely, we know Sissy.
Yeah, one time I remember she told my mom, yo ya soy una mujer, tú no me puedes decir nada. Ooh, my mom ran after her with a chancla like no other. That was hilarious.
No matter how old you are,
Oh.
a chancla will say. Yeah,
Oh, by the way, Ceci wanted a shout out
Oh,
today.
yeah. Love you, Sister Churl.
Shout out to Sassy. We love you.
Love you,
Hopefully
Sassy.
you come down someday over here and
And my sister Daisy.
that's all right.
But no, the next the next question: are you guys trying to have a baby, or are you taking your time?
Not right
or-
now.
Damn, dude.
Well, okay,
let me finish the question.
Hold on.
No, check this out. Say it too, babe. Not right
Yeah, we're not ready.
It's good.
You,
now.
As long as it's an equal.
We're gonna be some old ass parents, but I'm cool with it.
I'm cool. I will have gray hair and pick up my baby.
no, it's you know
Nini
what?
gonna be all of 60 picking up her kindergarten child, man.
It's very
And I'll do the ¿cómo se llama?
Hey, Lalo, how old are you?
Yeah.
I know where Juan is gonna go with this.
much credit, much props to you guys for stuff, because I feel like a lot of people don't really think it through, and like it sounds like you guys think it through, and you go, hey, you know what? Not right now. Cool, that's
Let
great.
me tell you, like, I think one weekend we went to like a party or like a baby shower or something. I don't remember what it was, but there was like hella kids there. No offense to kids, I love like my nieces and nephews and my godkids. But there was
Shout out.
there was hella
Yo, but
kids
fuck that.
there. Let me tell you, the ride home between me and my man was so quiet.
She's like, don't touch me.
No, we fucking
You're
parked.
gonna sleep in the fucking living room till I say so.
I was like, baby, you remember that kid? You know what I'm talking about? You remember that one? You remember that one? Fuck.
Fuck
No,
that.
no.
It was one of those, can you imagine? Fuck that.
I'm like, babe, I still love my beer and my trips. And chilling with the guys and doing fucking podcasts, not worrying about no fucking kids.
So there's no baby fever at all.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like we're warming up to it,
Okay, that's and rightfully so.
and I'm happy because I got a little nervous for some time because I was like, am I not gonna want to have this
Right.
situation happen,
The idea is
or
you-
even for Adrian because we have hella kids in our family,
Sure.
and he only has like 3 kids in his
Really?
family,
Okay.
and
But you guys, so just to be clear, you guys do want children,
at some point I
just
think.
not at
So
this moment.
that day when we parked the car.
You guys took it. You guys just got.
No, I was like, I think like 2 weeks before that, we were like, oh, maybe we should think about like 2 or 3. So when we parked the car, I was like,
Bájate.
no.
Yeah, let's give it some time.
I was like, no, I looked
Reconsider.
at him, I said, maybe 1. He's like, yeah.
Maybe one. Yeah.
And like, I got off the car, I was like, she's.
Yeah, I mean, I think about kids, but
I kiss, little baby kiss.
You like it.
but,
You like
you know,
this? I like this
the time doesn't feel right. The time doesn't feel
And
right.
that's
I like
fine.
kiss too.
You know what?
You know?
As long as I think at the end of the day, as long as you're both, in agreement and there's no like Nini wants one or you want one, the other one doesn't want it. As long as you both, at this moment,
I
You
think
know, not
Adrian.
ready?
I think
Yeah.
Adrian's more like
Yeah,
60 and I'm 40 right now.
Yeah, there's never been no argument. No, but you know what? I am more 60 and maybe her 40, yeah. But honestly, like when I sit down and think about it, like my career right now is very busy
Sure.
with work and I'm very dedicated to my job right now. And that sounds kind of selfish, but it's not because I don't want my kids to worry about shit. You know what I mean? And you know what?
We grew up
I want
good.
But I'm
I-
gonna tell
I
you right
want-
now, speaking to a lot of parents, including my own, they've always told me you're never gonna be really ready
Yeah.
for it. You're really not.
Yeah, they always say you're never ready,
You're
no
never-
matter
yeah.
what.
And I don't think
So-
I'm ever gonna be ready. But
Yeah.
honestly, to sit here and say yes, I want a kid. Sometimes yes, I do, and sometimes I'm like, you know what?
I'm happy not. Right.
Most of the days I'm probably like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not ready. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what,
Because-
and here what I was going with that too is that even on top of that, when I talk to other couples that have children, and including my parents, they've always said, you know what though, we don't hate on a married couple that doesn't get pregnant right away because it's good to enjoy the married life before you decide to. To have a
You know, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't get what you guys get.
Dice a mi jefa, siempre me dice mi jefa.
Dude.
It's good that they enjoy themselves first. Like enjoy your company. Just you and your wife or you and your husband.
Absolutely.
And then once you're not done, but once you're like, okay, you know what, we did what we want to do as a married couple without children.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna settle
Yeah,
down.
there's a lot of couples out there, man. That
Just jump into it.
actually, I have a lot of friends.
Absolutely.
A lot of friends that are great examples. Good for them. You know, they seem like they're doing good, but dude, it's a lot of responsibility.
is.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Deep down inside, and I know deep down inside, for my wife, we're both selfish. We both are satisfied. We're not satisfied with what we've done as far as like traveling, our careers. Like we're making a decent living. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, like we're just not. I'm not satisfied with what I've accomplished.
Yeah, right.
As far as in life, what life has to offer for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I fulfill that, maybe I'll have a kid.
And you know
what I
what,
mean?
honestly,
And if I
You
don't, have
never.
and
You
if I
know
don't
how
have a
fucking
kid,
hard that would be, though. I mean, I like what you said earlier, especially because you fucking hit it on the head, like when you talk about balance, because you could apply that balance to a relationship with money, with everything in life. Life is all about balance. Have some fun, spend a little. Like have some fun, get into some. I guess like have a little bit of trouble, but you be responsible too. Save.
Shut off his phone.
Yeah, seriously.
He was getting to a really good
Fucking
point.
like have
Derailing.
like you could apply it in everything with your relationship and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can have fun, but also be responsible in terms of the kids and stuff. Like Ceci and I, we talk about this all the time. We go, if we have kids, great. If we don't, there's also good stuff to that too. You can travel.
And you know what?
You can travel. You could do spontaneous shit.
And that's
you
a
can
good
do.
point.
There's always benefits.
Like
to
for
being
you,
on the other
Juan,
side,
in
too.
your case, I've known your uncle as long as like high school, and your uncle's a
Love
perfect
your
example
uncle.
of like you could still be a happy
And your tia.
couple having no kids,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's all about the decision.
I think you know what it is. It's I mean, on my side of the family, I don't have a lot of pressure. As far as having kids, which is great for me. Well, it's not great, but I'm glad I don't have that. Not even from my mom. You know what I mean? I don't get that pressure.
Really?
No.
No.
And you know what?
My mom either. My mom
She only
either.
said
You know
it
what?
once to us.
My
I
mom either.
have a lot of fears of having kids. My own personal fears.
Right.
Because my older brother passed away. He had my niece. My niece is now gonna be 15. She's my brother passed away when she was 5. And that's not really the entire reason why I don't want to have kids. I expressed that to her just recently, like where I said, what happens if I die tomorrow? But
you can't go through life with that.
Yeah,
though,
But,
either.
exactly.
but I can't go life thinking that. You know what I mean? And that's probably like 0.5% of the reason why I want to have kids. You know what I mean? But it is on the back of my head. But
Right, but I think that's everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
I think as a even.
Should
well,
happen.
I think it is everybody, but you need to experience a close
Right.
person passing away,
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
like seeing your niece cry on your shoulder because her
Right.
dad's not around. Then you got to explain to her or try to find
Try
a way
to explain,
explain to her what happened, and she's still not old enough to understand. You know what I mean? Or
But-
maybe But besides that, I mean, I just think like I'm still trying to accomplish a lot of things for myself.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
And
mean?
that's fine.
It's-
And I don't think that's selfish. I know you guys
Yeah.
were saying earlier that you guys are like, maybe a bit, or at least you, Adrian, was saying, I think it's a little, might be a little. No, it's not, because you know what? Listen, I think it's more selfish to bring in a child to this world
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
you cannot.
Yeah.
Do you think that's social conditioning, that it's like when we say the word selfish, you have to suck your teeth and kind of like cringe a little bit, but like that's maybe,
There are benefits to being selfish.
Yeah,
too,
like
you know?
it's not a
And-
bad
and
thing
Juan-
to want happiness for yourself and not be like.
That's why I said enjoy
I
each other's company
used
first.
to express it as selfish, but now when that topic comes up, I just say I'm not ready.
Exactly.
Because I'm not ready to not want to sleep in.
But you know what? Also, there's also the balance.
And then
There's also the balance that if you say you have kids like soon and stuff, right? maybe when you're a little older, be like, thank God we had these kids when I had the fucking energy.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, people always tell me that.
Yeah. I mean, there's gonna
They
be
always tell
there's
me
gonna be
that.
benefits to having kids now
Younger, yeah.
than later.
'Cause that's what my
there's
dad-
gonna be
I think what Jesus
benefits.
wanted
Yeah, I
is-
mean,
But I honestly, I think that's all
El
just like a
jardinero,
bunch of.
Jesús el jardinero.
That's right.
But I think you know what I mean. What in our culture, we're
Yeah.
so used to being told, or
Right.
when is the right time to have kids. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I honestly like. I know plenty of fucking people now that you know what. When did you have it? Like I mean, for the company I work for, you know, these executives are older. I'm talking about older,
Right.
and their daughter
And
is
they
like,
got like 5-year-old
fucking
kids.
5-year-old kid,
Mhm.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, you're like my fucking dad. No,
Yeah.
no, well,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not gonna
right,
say that,
right.
but
Yeah,
they're
that motherfucker's
late
making like
40s.
$300K a year.
Yeah.
But besides that, you know what I mean?
But then those same
That
fears
guy's
that
probably-
everybody has. So here
But
are
that guy's
these
probably
people
thinking,
that
I
are
fucking
like,
should have done this.
You know,
earlier.
so there's so many people. It just depends on how you're brought up. I think it depends on the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what? And I try to always kind of like stir away from that culture. Like I
Yeah.
try to push that out. You know, we've done a lot of things in our marriage where we go to these certain counselings that we've gone to with our church. You know what I mean? And where they talk about
I don't have anything to say.
breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
Of you know of how you grew up and
Totally.
whether it's like abuse.
So I highly recommend it.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to be a slave to tradition. It's like, yeah, you know what?
No.
If you don't have the means or whatever the thing, whatever is going on in your life and stuff, you don't always have to. Oh, just because you're here, or just because you're the right
No.
age, or just because you're a
Totally.
woman, or just because you're a man. You know,
Yes.
you don't have to fucking do that and stuff. We have enough knowledge nowadays to be like, you know what? Maybe that's not a good idea to do that right now.
I think
You know?
that you should build your own path. Whoever it is here at this table, anyone out there in the world,
Yeah.
you should build your own path and do what you feel, because at the end of the day, tú eres el que vas a cargar con el peso. You know, you're the one that's going to carry the load, is what I'm saying, Chris.
Guys, I don't want to be the bearer of the bad news,
Fuck no.
but we're already at 2 hours.
What?
Oh, keep in mind,
Hold on.
Lalo has to edit.
I have
If
to
we're,
edit this shit.
if we're gonna end this podcast, I mean, I just want to say one thing. I know.
No, but-
Before we end it, I just want to say that.
We actually have an ending, but the pre-ending, give us some advice, because Victor gave us an advice to marriage. I-
Oh yeah, because Lalo is newlywed, so
Yeah. Well. Oh. Okay. So, what's your question?
Well, what's your advice?
No, it's not like you were gonna ask a question.
No, what is your advice?
Oh no, my advice is that I think a podcast is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, it is.
Besides the marriage topic or whatever
Yeah.
we were talking about,
Yeah.
how we met and all that stuff. I mean, honestly, I felt this was very therapeutic.
Nice.
I felt that
Good.
it was very
I-
expressive.
Yeah.
I felt very comfortable. You guys maybe because I know you guys.
Yeah.
But you guys made me feel very comfortable. I didn't feel like I was being very open.
Put on the spot. Yeah.
yeah. Don't worry, we'll judge you later.
We're gonna edit
We have
everything you
so
say
many
to
opinions
just
right
like
now.
10 seconds.
Other than my marriage,
No, but
other
real
than-
talk. I think what it is this is something we've always been doing because we've all known each other for many years. We just never hit record. Like that's the only difference. Like that really is what it is. Like, you know, it is just people getting to have real dialogue.
And it is good because it's funny that everybody that walks out here says the same thing. It's like, I find it very therapeutic. I feel
Yeah, yeah.
actually pretty good. You know, it's good, and you should. You
Except
should.
me, I cry.
Yeah, because we love you,
Every
Chris.
goddamn time.
We
Chris.
spent a whole episode which will never be aired, just about Chris. Yeah.
I can appreciate Chris's.
Don't do it.
honesty.
Don't do it.
Chris, let me just say that.
The bit is that
Let me just
he
say.
doesn't like when people say they love him. So we do it all the time.
I love you, Chris.
No, you were on my side, bro.
Remember that show? Remember that
I don't love Chris right now because he's looking skinnier than me, but fuck that. Other than that, I love Chris.
You're looking, ¿cómo se dice cuando estás like bien ponchado?
Just make.
You're looking fit, Chris.
Stop. I'm just making.
No,
noise.
you're looking great.
He hates it.
Can we make Chris cry right
It
now?
hurts.
Bitches and hoes,
This is where I flip
downtown
the
San
table.
Jose.
This
Chris.
is don't do it.
This is why this is the
Cana will
third
be out
table.
there.
And he's single.
No,
No,
but what's your advice
Yeah.
for
Takeaways.
for any like people that want to get married.
Well, if you're gonna get married, okay, whether
Just solve all
okay,
of
hold on.
marriage right now. Here you go.
whether
Marriage and life.
I mean, I don't know if I have the best advice, but I mean, whether you're married or you're gonna get married or you're thinking about, I don't know, whatever. But it's all about a healthy relationship, an open relationship, communication, supporting your partner, whether it's in the good or the bad, and I just think human communication is number one for sure, and we all struggle that in our relationships. I'm guilty of that, but just being healthy and helping each other grow and always encourage each other. I think that's it. Whether
That's a good
you're
takeaway.
doing
Very
good,
takeaway.
doing bad, it doesn't matter. Just encourage each other and uplift each other and always be positive and bring positivity into your home. That's it.
You've always been like a man of few words. I mean, not that you don't say anything, Adrian, but I always appreciate that when you do speak, it's like it's something worth listening to.
People always say that about him, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're complimenting.
No shit. What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
It's encouraging to see, the two energies that you guys have like vibe. Like
Yeah, I mean,
it's something to like for a single guy to go like, oh shit, there's hope for everybody.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
I mean, we're none of us are
Dude.
perfect, and I think the best thing to do is always to like what I'm trying to say is this podcast is very therapeutic because I get to hear how Chris thinks. I get to hear how Lalo thinks. I get to hear how Juan thinks. I get to hear how Saulo thinks. You know,
We delete most of that.
and you know,
No,
Saulo,
Diosito, I love
you know, everybody's very opinionative in this group, and I love what I hear. And you know what? Ever since I met you guys, we've always had some drunk conversations, whether it's sober, going into drunk,
It's just never
but-
been recorded.
but it's never been recorded.
Yeah.
But I know that I've had some good conversations with Juan.
And that was the beginning of this.
You know what?
Oh, was
Me
it?
and Lalo,
That was the inspiration behind it.
have had minimal conversations, but when we do have conversations, it's a great conversation about beer and how to make it. You know what I mean? And now
Hey,
we've
by
had,
the way,
and
to-
now we've had even more conversation about fucking marriage, kids, fucking. You know,
We start having adult
his
conversation.
no, you know what I mean, like his career and how he wants to, advance in his animation. And Chris, I haven't seen you in a while, but you know what I mean, like you look good, you look healthy,
Don't do it.
and we love you.
Man.
All right. So usually at the end of every podcast, we do a takeaway. Basically, what is it that you learn from just here? Like it could be something really simple,
Guys, this is so cute. I love it.
No crying, babe.
and we.
I'm gonna cry. Okay.
As a tear goes down.
I fucking can't.
Oh wait, I think Chris is gonna cry before you.
Chris, look at my eyes.
Here
It's
you go.
it.
Here you go.
Hey, he's getting
No,
uncomfortable.
actually-
He's getting uncomfortable.
No. Let's yeah.
Oh.
We're good. Let's take that takeaway.
Since Chris's
Wait,
microphone.
I want to say something
Go ahead. Good.
because no one ever puts you guys on the spot.
About what?
Because Lalo was gonna say everyone takes something away from this podcast, right?
Right. Well, we're gonna let you guys go first because you're the guest.
No, but I want to put you guys on the spot.
Okay. Lalo, what's your
So,
takeaway?
No,
What's
well,
your takeaway from
Who you asking? Who
relationships,
you asking?
children?
Let me be the first one because I want to go smoke a cigarette. Hold on. Let me be the first one.
Takeaway.
No, let me be the first one because I gotta go smoke a cigarette. My takeaway from this is
Jesus.
hear me out.
Excuse me. Do not rush this. This is supposed to be.
I need
supposed to be
cancer.
heartfelt.
I need cancer.
Okay.
I need cancer to survive.
I need cancer. My takeaway from this is Trojan is my best friend.
Oh my God.
Well, we're gonna go counterclockwise now.
Make
So,
sure that you
Chris?
edit this.
Marker edit. The takeaway is if you want a successful marriage, apparently hand the phone to Juan.
Snap! That is a very good takeaway. This is a guy that listens in class.
Yeah.
Okay.
My takeaway, not to get too serious right now, but I think you guys give me. Not that I didn't have hope, of course, but you guys do symbolize hope because not only did you guys come from a difficult situation of long term, or not long term, but long distance, Also, you guys are being very responsible by saying, hey, you know what? I don't want kids right now, and we're gonna be responsible right now, you know. And also, the fact that Adrian brought up something that I talk about all the time which is balance. When you said that, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? It's like, I talk about this all the time. Me and Ceci talk about balance all the time. It applies to everything: life, money, family, everything. You know. So, good shit, you guys. I mean, you guys have always been somebody, even though you guys are younger than me. I think I had one drunken night. I told you guys, I was like, you guys are like my like aunt and uncle.
You always say that we remind you of your Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, we're like,
we're
like, I was like, if you guys were to break up, I'd be upset. Yeah. Like I would.
I mean, you guys are definitely.
No, of course not. Of course
absolutely
not.
Of course not. I think,
but like, if I was like, if I were to see you, either one of you with anybody else, I'd be very upset.
No, well, my takeaway is that when there's real love involved, distance is nothing. You know, you can go across the ocean
or Oakland.
Damn, you guys are fucked up.
God damn it.
You just said that. Hey, look at
you know
Adrian's face. Looked at Oakland.
I love it. The good thing about that is that it rhymes.
You have never been on my shitty side. You just made it.
No, you see how it just goes up and down. Like I seen Lalo throw one at Chris, which never happens. Lalo, finally, Chris
just hit that hit list. Chris just landed on the hit list.
Hey, let me
I'm over here sympathizing because this guy took over his microphone, and these guys.
I'm sympathizing with your bitch ass.
You know what?
Saulo, hand me the microphone, bro.
Hey, Saulo,
he's on.
Keep the microphone.
I'm gonna be edited out of this whole podcast.
Saulo, Chris, you do realize this man can go to Mexico and never come back. He's gonna fucking kill you.
You do realize I edit this, motherfucker.
Saulo, pee on that shit. Pee on it.
But they've been passing microphones back and forth. Well, fucking Chris, hand me this shit. I got this. He's a fucking home run. I see this next one. It's a softball, bro. Give me that shit real quick.
I've been sympathizing on you like poor Chris.
Hey, Adrian, LA and Oakland, it's like the same thing.
But I'm not gonna cut none of this shit. But,
oh my god, I'm so scared. What is that?
Go back to.
All right, focus.
When love is real, it doesn't matter if you have to go fucking Oakland, which is like 40 minutes away, to LA, which is 5 hours, or some people. There are people that will go across the fucking ocean, but when it's real and it's honest and it's beautiful, it doesn't matter the amount, doesn't matter how many cars I have to go through, but I'm gonna get to the person I love, and that is the most beautiful thing, because as Latinos, we know that the expression "amor de lejos es para pendejos," and I never liked that expression because, like, no.
Hasta que llega el pendejo.
You see, good finish
my
that
long
one.
distance relationship has been my most faithful.
Your pendejos, Adrian.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Has been my most faithful relationship. I'm not gonna lie.
Which is weird. No. The reason why I say it's weird, because think about it. Because he's at long distance, wouldn't it? Most people would think it's easier to fuck up on that relationship, right? But in your case, being the long distance relationship, it made it work even more. I mean, it's just weird.
In my case, I just was so attracted to him, and I was like,
of what?
I don't see anything, but okay.
sexy.
As Plankton gets up and shows us his ovaries.
This motherfucker right here.
I might throw a dollar at your ass, motherfucker. Go ahead, throw that ass in a circle. Oh, throw that ass in a circle. Not you, Nini. Not you, Nini. It's Adrian. Adrian, throw it in a circle.
Did you guys give your takeaway?
All right.
Oh.
Are we done?
Takeaways.
Oh, okay.
I think Adrian already gets you.
No, he.
I'm done.
My takeaway from this was
I want to go back to LA.
no. Like I said earlier, it was very therapeutic. I love the fact that I think I got to know a little bit out of everybody to a little bit more. Actually, out of the what? How many years have I known you guys?
Pretty good. A fair amount of years.
Fair amount of years. I don't even know the number, but Saulo, you continue to crack me up. You continue to amaze me. You know, you talked about your family a little bit today. You know, Chris, you just continue to just not say shit. But you know, we still love you. No. Chris talks a lot about, you know, like the universe. type
Weed
deal.
is a hell of a drug.
You know, he has a different look on things, and I like it. You know, what I mean?
Marijuana.
It makes me think a little bit. But I did have a good take on, you know, Juan's lifestyle. Lalo, I learned a lot about Lalo today. You know what I mean? And I love that. So my takeaways was just all positive. It's not my way. It's always, I like to picture everybody's way, and I take that into consideration, and I input that in my life. You know, whether it's negative or positive, I push away the negative, taking the positive, and I input that into my life. So, and then I just what I know. And then what I realized too is that I love my wife even more.
There it is. That's
Today. She's a character.
That
and I
means,
love
Nini,
her.
you finna get pregnant tonight. I say that right now.
Hey, I'm in love tonight.
I think I speak for everybody to say the door is always open.
Yeah,
for you.
whenever you guys want to come back. Hold on,
I think you guys need to welcome us back.
Don't worry about that.
I would love to come back
Yeah, for sure.
and
I promise.
talk about life.
How much money you got?
You know,
If you
Well,
can sponsor us, you'll be here every
I
single
think
weekend.
that your podcast should be paying me, but
What is that going to For just 50 cents a day, you could sponsor this podcast.
obviously we're not there
All
yet.
four of us look like poor ass little kids.
Obviously we're not there to the guest where we get paid. But
Yeah, absolutely. No, not yet. But anyways,
Yes,
ladies
the
and
host don't
gentlemen,
get paid.
I think you need to talk to Joe Rogan Experience. See what he's doing right.
we want to know, Nini. I think the most important takeaway from tonight is the only female who's been on the podcast tonight, which is Nini. Nini, what'd you take away from these 5 inbred motherfuckers up in this business?
My takeaway from this situation is that I think life is a balance, and I love the female and male like balance, like having that conversation, like open dialogue,
Healthy conversation to that. Yeah, absolutely. Being able to see both sides of it. You have to be able to. Yeah,
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
if you're not able to see both sides of it, then I personally think you're lost in life, because
Yeah.
you have to be
Be
able to see.
open.
Yeah,
You
you
have
have
to
to.
be open.
You have to.
I love the fact that we were able to open up.
we appreciate it so
we
much.
didn't disagree so much, but I know there'll be a time where we might disagree, and I'm
that's
open
part of-
to that.
But I think that's part of
Because that's
growing up and being part of and being married. Like,
being able to accept that kind of stuff
I think for
and
this
dealing with
setting-
it is great.
This setting alone, I think that the vibe here is awesome, and I love you guys. And
Well, that's
this is-
that's what we want. Is for you guys to feel comfortable. Honestly.
I think that it's just awesome, this whole situation you guys have going on, and if there's anything that I can do to encourage you guys, I just
fucking guest
let
here.
me know.
The only thing you can do,
And can I please be a guest?
you can be a guest every week if you want,
Really?
or every 2
Open
weeks.
door policy.
Yes,
with,
seriously.
Hey, this is what I call you guys.
Can I get a
Nidrian.
drawing? I want a cool drawing of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Like
can.
Lalo drew you, all you guys.
Oh, you saw that? You saw that? Listen. I'm gonna be real, and I think I speak for the 4 of us. Every 2 weeks, we do this every 2 weeks. If
Only
you guys
if
want to
you guys
come
wanna
here,
invite
we
me.
are more than open to that. We are
Hey.
never gonna say no.
This is my name
The
for you
more
guys.
the merrier, and we love the fact that people actually want to be a part of this shit. Honestly,
I actually really enjoyed this.
I'm glad.
I love.
Let me tell you guys something.